this episode, I have a little bit of a channel update where I'm going to talk about what has been going on the past few months and what the future holds for my side of the laundry room. So, stick around. Hello folks, and welcome to my side of the laundry room. My name's Rob, and in this episode I just want to give a little bit of a channel update. It's been a while since I've done one, and I feel like what has been going on the past few months I need to address. First off, I am apologizing. I am so sorry that just video output has been horrendous since probably the middle of July. And mind you, I really look forward to July because it's G.I. Joe July here at the channel, and it's the month I was born, and it's just a good vibe all around, and I really get into it. This year, I didn't have the opportunity to pounce on it like I usually do. Heck, I have episodes all written up, ready to go. I just didn't have the time or the mental capacity to film them. Same goes for August. August has been a pretty crappy month as far as the channel goes. I mean, I've only done a few G.I. Joe Classified reviews. Again, I had a bunch of stuff scheduled and ready to go, but I couldn't. My brain has been mush because in my work life and in my family life, things have just been nuts this summer. I mean, on the family side of things, it's been great. We've been doing little trips and just trying to make the best of it for my kids. I mean, my daughter is going into middle school, has gone into middle school, so we just wanted this to be a landmark summer and did a lot of fun things. And especially towards the tail end, before they went back on it, we doubled down and did a lot of fun things, just to, herald the coming of the school year and just say goodbye to summer. So that all's been great, and it just is kind of time consuming, but super fun, and I don't regret a single second of it. Now, my work life has been nuts. Summer is usually the busiest season for my job, but this summer has been especially crazy. I mean, people at my work have been out due to health issues, people taking vacations, and guess what? The work still needs to be done. Projects still need to be completed, and just by the time the weekend rolls around, I am drained, I am dead, my brain is just kaput. Now, that goes for the filming side of things, because I don't have that get up and go to have a conversation. But I have been able to use that time in a creative outlet, which is the next thing we'll talk about. All the way back in, I think it was 2017 when I started this channel. We started in April, I believe. I have it all written out, just not in front of me. Started in April, but by the time September rolled around, the editing software I was using, which is what YouTube provided back then, was ending. So I had to use a new editor program and learn something new, and just the look of the show was different because it was a different editing program with different bells and whistles and stuff. So at that time, it was kind of, let's kick it off as a new season. It was season 2, if you will. And I thought that makes sense because all the cartoons we loved growing, while we were growing up, had their new seasons start in September. I mean, I think all TV back then started in September. But anyway, so I thought, hey, Septembers will be considered new seasons. And I did this for a few years, but these last few years, I kind of haven't made it a thing, because everything was working the way it was, and I liked, all the shows, all the intros, all the videos, for the most part, that I was doing, so I didn't do anything about it. So the time that I was spending at work to occupy my brain was kind of thinking up new ideas for the channel. And on those weekends when I just could not film, but still wanted to be a little bit creative, I sat down and wrote out plans for existing shows, plans for new shows. I edited new intros to shows, little things here and there, little widgets or whatever, if you want to call them, graphics on the screens, things like that. Now, I know that kind of stuff doesn't really matter, but it kind of does to me, because I like to have a fleshed out show for the most part. So those little dumb things, to me, feel important. And they probably don't for all of you out there, and that's cool, I understand. But this is just a little projects I wanted to do for myself and for the channel. So, starting in September, I'm not going to say it's a new direction or new anything, it's just a different way of doing things. More streamlined for the existing shows. Returning to some of the ideas that I initially had years ago that I've kind of abandoned. Like, for a good example, it came from My Side of the Laundry Room, was supposed to be a show talking about just the junk that I have accumulated over the years that is here in the laundry room, and talking about it and looking at it. And that's how the show started, and it's just kind of turned into, more recent, toys that I've bought and reviews of them, which is cool and all, but I want to return to that old style, different than the originals, but something where I can just say, hey guys, here's a handful of California Raisin figures. Let's take a look at them and a little bit of the history of them and my history with them, like the show originally was about. I mean, when I started the show, me and my wife had little babies, we didn't have any money, and as years gone on, I've been able to have a little bit of a tiny toy budget, and I've just been using that show to talk about those toys. I want to get back to what it was about and talk about the old toys that are around here. That's just an example. Other things like Fistful of Joes Reloaded. I love that show, and I've just been kind of skipping it for the past few months because I have ideas for it, but with this little bit of downtime, I was able to put those ideas into motion. Will it change the show? Not one bit. But, like I said, it's something that'll streamline it and hopefully cut down on runtime, which long episodes YouTube doesn't like usually, and viewers don't seem to like. So, streamline it, make it more accessible to everybody, and just cut out the half an hour of jibber jab and get to brass tacks, which is the G.I. Joe figures. So, within this new season, 7th season of the channel, just be a little bit patient, because I'm going to be trying new things. Like, there's a topic I've been wanting to talk about for years. I just haven't. So, I'm going to kick off September with that topic. Will it work? I don't know. You'll have to let me know. If it doesn't work, then we don't need to talk about it anymore. But if you like it, there's plenty more installments that would go along with it. And some of the older shows that I want to have, return to the channel, they'll be coming down the road as well. And I think the biggest reason for all this is to keep those creative juices flowing, because I've kind of been doing a rinse and repeat for probably the past year, which it's been all great stuff that I've loved talking about, but I kind of just want to mix it up a little bit. So hopefully you all enjoy it and, tag along for the ride. Anyway, I've kept you long enough. We're going to leave it at that. Two things: I'm sorry for the past couple months, and look forward to some new stuff. And my workload is starting to dry up, so I'll be able to put more time into the channel and have a clear and functioning brain while filming. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this little channel update, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you happen to enjoy this, please subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's new episodes. So anyway, until next time, thank you so much for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.